back again for another exciting episode of Horror with SirSturdy, and tonight, episode 497, New York State of Mind. Dope track by Nas. You guys should go check that out after the episode. Link is in the description. But biting into Vampire in Brooklyn. First time watch for me, and I had a great fucking time with this movie. I really did. It was just, I'm not a big vampire fan, but this one it was fun. It was fun. Because you can ask James, anytime I hear about a vampire movie, I'm just like, here comes another love story. Another boring ass love story, not enough blood in it. But this was like a horror comedy, so it had at least a funny in it and some fun with it.
Aaron thinks every vampire movie is Interview with the Vampire. He's seen that. He's like, these are vampire movies? Fuck this.
Yeah,
I need violence.
On a lot of fronts.
You know, I need the gore with these movies, James. You know this. I'll be a vampire over here just hugging and kissing and holding hands and shit all the time.
looking at the sky and
talking about how you wish you can go out in the sun. Well, you shouldn't have got bit. Oh man, but what do you guys think of this?
I don't know. I can say after because it's been several years. I mean, I saw this in the movie theater like 10 billion years ago, but I can say that after about 20 years, I was pleasantly surprised that this movie actually held up. Because it does still have that. Because I think back in the 90s, Wes Craven had like a particular vibe to his movies, and I think you could feel that overall tone in this movie. But still, I thought overall it was just a pretty good Eddie Murphy flick. It's probably something that I didn't hold up when I first saw it. I thought highly of it, but I feel like it's just a little bit better than what I thought it was originally seeing it before.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Yeah. Same here. This is the second time I've seen it. I seen it years ago, like you said, a million years ago. Mm-hmm. When I first seen it, I remember just like the jokes mainly.
Yeah,
that's all I remember, like the funny part.
Yes.
But then you watch it now, it's like it was different because I don't think I really knew the story the first time I seen it because I was young. Mm-hmm. I forgot how old I was.
Yes.
But now I'm paying attention more. So I'm like, okay, now I see what the story is. It's not just the comedy part. There's shit actually going on, you know. So I do have, like, it makes me laugh though. Like, usually if you give a vampire blood to somebody, they turn into a vampire. This dude, he's like, you're my ghoul. It turns him into a ghoul in his body. Why would you want to create something where their body part, they fall apart? He's not helping. He's falling apart.
Like, when I seen him, like the way he looked and the way he was falling apart, I was like, did they just make him like a crackhead zombie?
Basically,
it was like the stages. It was like the stages when you first get on crack. Then you're on it for a month, his ear falls off.
Yeah, worse and worse and worse. Clothes all dirty, start to stink.
Photo 3, your eyeball is out.
Yeah, then
he was doing the Dave Chappelle's character's itch.
Tyrone.
Yeah, he was doing the Tyrone itch.
Tyrone
like,
yeah, it was what's his name? Kadeem Hardison, I think. He was a very popular guy back in that time too, because he was in that TV show Different World and stuff. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's where. Oh, okay. I knew he looked familiar.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I thought you're right. There's actually is a story in there because as a younger, I'm sitting there thinking about the preacher. I'm thinking about the Italian guy. I'm thinking about the badass line or whatever. I've been shot at. I've been hung. I've been stabbed. And also, you ain't put enough heart in it. And, I'm thinking about all this stuff, but it was a pretty good damn story.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
there was a reason he was there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good. So no, it definitely held up though. It's like I'm watching. I'm like, oh yeah, this is one of his really good movies of Eddie Murphy back in the day.
Yes, I mean, Golden Child.
Yeah.
Oh,
was this around the same time?
No, this is maybe like about maybe 10 years after.
Oh, damn. Golden Child was that?
Yeah,
Golden Child's
Yeah,
older, right?
Golden Child was 80s. This was 95.
Oh, you're right. It was the 80s.
$80 around that time.
That's right.
So, but yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. Complaints I do have, it seems like some of the acting, I forgot the guy's name. I think his last name is Payne. I guess a romantic interest to Angela Bassett, who obviously she was a vampire at this time when she was in this movie, because she has not aged ever since. I mean, she looks like she just walked off of, Wakanda and stuff in this movie. You know, she has not aged at all
In this movie. Shit.
I mean, but it's just crazy. Some of the acting seemed to kind of like stiff from that guy. It seemed like to me, where like some of the words are kind of like, well, we need to make this movie street, so we're gonna have him say some street things and stuff, and it just didn't come across as authentic at all.
Yeah,
I think that would be one of my number one gripes about the movie. If I had to gripe, otherwise I would just be nitpicking any little detail.
Yeah.
You know what my biggest gripe was with this movie? It's towards the end. It's the look of Eddie Murphy when he's in the vampire stage at the end of the movie. I didn't like it.
They did have
like that. I'm just like, why not just get? You had him doing all this shit as looking as himself the whole time.
Looked like a California raisin.
To look like a, I don't know. It looked like
they were popular at the time.
They were, but it just looked bad. It looked bad. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah, he had like different stages. Like the first stage was okay, that was cool. But then he went into another stage where there's that normal like rate of the bridge of the nose collapses in.
Yeah.
There's always like in all the TV shows and other movies, that's like one of the stages where they're like, they're going more bat-like.
Yes.
That was fine, but at the end he went like full, like tried to do like Dracula, where he turns like the full fucking bat thing, but it did look weird. It was a little off.
It looked wooden almost.
Yeah,
it made me think of like Creep Show, the Native American one, a little bit, just because it just looked kind of wooden. It didn't look right. I'm like, this just doesn't look right.
There was like a shine to it.
Yeah, it was just a shine and like a weird stiffness.
Like they just before they walked out of the room or whatever. Here, let me put some True Coat on you real quick. That'll brighten you up. It just seemed kind of out of place, but. I mean, and then at the same time, it's like when they go into like this vampire state, it seems like they're way more attractive than what they made Eddie Murphy and stuff when he went to like that full blown. Yeah. It's kind of like the person's not attractive, but the vampire, they're still winning, but no, not Eddie Murphy at that point.
Not right there.
They made him look horrible, but
he got into that same stuff that his fucking ghoul got into after that. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Yo, how'd you get over here so fast? Try this. They ended up looking like that. And then he lost his woman. See how she left? As soon as he started looking like that, she was like, I don't want you no more.
Yeah, she's like, I want you no more. Stabs his ass.
I got second thoughts now. Them filters, man. Them filters, they can be a bitch there.
Shit. For all that, man. For all that. But this was a movie that I heard of growing up, but I don't know why I never watched it before. Yes, it was a horror comedy, but they didn't make it too silly.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I was afraid of when I was not going into it this time, but just going into it in general. And maybe that's why I kind of shied away from it, because it's going to be one of them typical horror black comedy movies where it's going to be super, super silly and not always hilariously funny like some are, like a lot are. But, just one of them extra cheesy ones. I was like, let me just skip it. Then I watched it. I'm like, oh, I like this. I actually like this movie.
Comparing it to other movies from the past, even some of the more recent horror genre movies of African American cast and stuff. I mean, you could definitely take the Vampire in Brooklyn more serious than a scary movie by the Wayans brothers or the Paranormal House one or whatever that was the last couple of years or whatever. Yeah, definitely take it a little more serious. So there's like some type of origin to the story that makes sense.
Yes, with those, I expected that though, so I watched them for what they were. With this one, I was thinking it was going to be that, but poorly done, and not like a spoof, just like a cheesy vampire comedy, not like a spoof of like Dracula or something. Just, you know what I mean? Just like, and I'm glad I was wrong. I'm glad I was wrong about that.
Honestly, I watched it because it was Eddie Murphy movie.
Yes.
Because Eddie Murphy's one of those guys, even like the stuff comes out now, he comes out with, it's going to be cheesy like the Christmas one and everything, but you have to give it a shot because Eddie Murphy's in it. There could be a chance
where it's going to be funny.
It could be really funny and fun or something because he has that. True. So that's why I always took my chance on Eddie Murphy movies. So I was like, oh, he's coming out with a movie? Flubber. Disney. I watched that. I watched not Flubber. I mean the Clumps. The Clump.
Clumps. The one where he's talking to the animals.
The Animal, Dr. Dolittle. I watched that. Everything.
Even the Distinguished Gentleman. He's had movies that's been 100% trash. However, that 25% chance where he might make you laugh is a different.
Exactly.
Eddie Murphy laugh is different than getting a laugh from somebody else.
That is true.
I mean, it's like to stick with you with something that you might be able to use in your arsenal in a joke someday. It's not.
Oh my goodness.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah, iconic laugh, man.
Is it?
You gotta.
Is it?
And honestly, I watched The Golden Child multiple times when I was younger.
I'm sorry.
I love because there was a time, there was a reason. Because around that time, I was watching a lot of martial art movies like Bruce Lee and everything. Mm-hmm. So when Golden Child came out, I was like, oh, he has powers, there's gonna be fighting and shit in here.
Yes.
So I watched it. So it I was like, oh, it's not bad. I just keep watching it. I was like, but then now if I watch it now, I'm like, okay. Oh, we reviewed it actually.
We did on Popcorn and Pints.
Yeah, that's right. So I was like, okay. I don't know why I watched this 10,000 times. It's not bad, but I'm like, Jesus.
You see things different as an adult, I will say that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
But there's still a lot of movies that I watched, and I just love it even more because of the nostalgia of it. Because I go back to that, like, I remember seeing this movie, not this movie in particular, but, others as a kid. I'm like, I love this movie as a kid for this reason, this reason, this reason. Mm-hmm. I understand why this movie is not the greatest movie in the world, but I still have that same excitement. I still have that same fun with this movie. And I understand all the adult elements of it now. Then there's some movies where I'm just like, what the hell? Why was I watching this? What the hell?
No, I got like those chances. That would be E.T. and Time Bandits for me. There's movies that I adored when I was a child, and I looked at them, trying to share them to my kids and stuff. Oh, this is what your dad used to watch, and I'm sitting there feeling horrible about myself, apologizing to my kids. So I'm like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm the same thing. Speaking of E.T., I watched E.T. today. We reviewed it. I watched it. I'm like, this movie's kind of fucked up. I'm like, the fuck are we watching here? Yeah. I was like, they're showing it. This is a Disney movie. They're showing this fucking alien dying right in front of people
and drunk. And the kid was drunk.
That fucking movie. I was like, Jesus Christ.
How big E.T. was.
Yeah.
That was a big damn deal. I look at it now and it's just the highlight for me for that is just going on the ride once and then saying thank you, Troy, at the end. And I felt like I accomplished something. That's my top 5 list for accomplishments. I'm just kidding, but still, it's it's just there's like a bunch of movies there that I still can't. It's just I refuse to watch now.
That's
because I adored him so much as a kid, and I don't want to ruin it for myself.
Oh.
See, and for me, I guess I don't know how I do it. I guess I'm lucky I do it where I can, depending on the movie, I can just turn my brain off and just enjoy it for what it is.
Yes.
And especially for horror comedies and silly shit like that, because I watch a lot of just weird stuff to where you have to turn your brain off. I'm telling you, people, as a movie reviewer, you have to just like, all right, listen, all those senses, all that caring stuff, turn that shit off.
Don't try to analyze the movie.
No,
don't try to make sense of it. Just turn your shit off. Shut down that computer and just watch.
And I think this is what kind of going into our conversation, like watching it as an adult, because you're looking at it obviously from a different lens. You're understanding things a hell of a lot more. And you're either like, I still really love this movie, or I love it even more, or it's just like, whoa, this movie is Like, why was I allowed to watch this? Holy shit, there's a lot of crazy shit that's going on in this. And I also think it's one of those ones that I snuck and watch because I used to sneak and watch a lot of horror movies and all that stuff too. So for me, it's a mixed bag.
I know with reviewing movies and stuff, I do agree. There's a lot of things you got to check at the door, which I'm getting better about. Because I think some people, especially these newer movies, they're ruining the experience, and they've already ruined the movie in their brain before they even sat down and watched it. Because whatever political or social, whatever feeling or vibe they are, you've already ruined it. Some people have already ruined that before you even walked in the door. Exactly. Depending on the movie. I saw the Marvels with my kids and a bunch of other kids, and they were all laughing and giggling. It was a fun time for me just because everybody else was all fun. I didn't think about the women being OP and all that stuff, because I start thinking about that, I'm going to ruin the whole damn movie.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was off camera getting sexually aroused by that voice.
Must be talking about yours, Troy.
No, not mine.
I was trying to get him going even more.
I'm sorry, I meant James.
It was mine.
That's Salt and Pepper. Hello, gentlemen. I'm sorry I'm late. I wanted to come in and say hello to you all. I did get to see this movie and with Sturdy earlier, and I forgot my favorite fucking line from him at all time. What is it, Sturdy?
I vaguely know it.
Somebody tell that cat to shut the fuck up.
Or I'm gonna whack it. Or I'm gonna whack it. Yo, I had to rewind that to hear it again. I was like, Mick pointed that out. He's like, hold up, this is the line. This is the line.
So, funny anecdote. I had to come on and tell this for you, Sturdy, and you guys. That line, we were laughing about it. I immediately came back. I made him freeze it when we were watching the movie. And I was just like, oh my God, I forgot that in high school, we said that line to each other. If anybody made a sound, we would be like, somebody tell that kid to shut the fuck up. And like, we would just keep doing it over and over again. And it became a thing. So when I heard it tonight, it like hit me in the face, like just that big flashback. Well, I'm at my kid's soccer game tonight, just sitting there watching them. At soccer practice, and I'm watching them and such. And the kid just starts running up to get a drink of water, and he goes, meow. I shit you know, it took everything I had to touch me. Tell somebody to shut the fucking cat up.
Oh my God, that would have been awesome. Wrong, yes, because as a parent, you get pissed off somebody said that about your son, but funny.
I wanted to come on and give a lot of praise to Troy. You've been killing it, man. I loved your Bad Boy review.
I appreciate that, dude. Yeah, like you and producer Paul, you guys had, I think our takes were like similar, so
yeah.
I mean, I thought it was just I thought it just fit the bill of what a popcorn movie is supposed to be, so for them, mission accomplished, and I actually look forward to more stories of Mike and Marcus.
I'm in. I'll follow.
Definitely.
All right, Troy, I got to ask you a very important question, and then it's about your voice. Were you born and raised in Texas?
No. I'm originally from Wisconsin, so it's probably.
So did you like get this voice when you moved to Texas, or did you always have this?
The voice or the Cowboys fan in them?
I used to listen to
the voice.
When I was a kid and stuff, a lot of Barry White and stuff. I kind of James, and then James Earl Jones on TV, and and I just kind of just grew into it because I talk like this from birth.
I believe that. You sound like you do.
He walked out and was like, Luke, I'm not your father. Like, oh, shit.
As soon as he came out the room, he was like, Mom, I want some sweet potatoes, some chicken. I don't need a baba.
Oh, my God. That's amazing.
To me, I've always thought, even, I guess, like grade school, but I had like a speech impediment and stuff for a while. I stuttered a lot. So I did like speech therapy for a couple of years, and I don't know, it's just kind of what everything morphed into, I guess.
Nice.
So there's no way we can get a voice like that.
It's a good deep voice similar to yours. Worf.
You practice and you click your heels together. Fingers crossed. Man.
No, none of that's gonna happen, man. I was thinking maybe I could visit Texas for like a weekend and come back with a deep voice like that, but that's not going to happen
not
either.
In Texas. You would have to go. I would have to take you through the. Why don't you have? You're in New York. So isn't the voices? Is it?
No, I don't want that. It sounds too damn mean. I don't want a New York accent. Everybody think I have an attitude. I'm a nice guy. Ask Mick.
You're gonna have to head down south, my friend. You know it.
You get a southern accent?
York and go to like all the boroughs of hip hop and go like on my little musical journey and some of my favorite artists where they grew up. I want to kind of visit their neighborhood if that neighborhood still exists or whatever. So like a Tribe Called Quest of the world and the Beastie Boys, the Run DMCs and the Wu-Tang Clans and the Gang Stars. I want to go visit all those little boroughs and stuff. So
that's awesome.
That will make my heart.
Wait. Wu-Tang was Long Island, weren't they?
No, Wu-Tang is from Staten Island.
Staten Island. I knew it was an island. My bad. I knew it was an island.
People who visit Staten Island are people from New Jersey or New York City that want to. Well, New York City would drink till 4 a.m. anyway. So people from New Jersey don't want to stop drinking at 2. They go over the bridge to drink till 4. Oh. I don't know how I know that. I would never drive over a bridge drunk, or anywhere for that matter.
You could have been in a cab.
I didn't drive over there.
One thing I was just thinking about the Vampire Brooklyn movie, because I have a habit for calling like cousins and relatives like stupid names, like, "Hey, get over here, Soul Train. What's up, John Shaft?" I found out where I got that from. And obviously it was from this movie because I've been doing that shit for years. Just calling my cousins isn't. Hey, come over here, Don Cornelius, does any damn thing,
Yeah.
So that's obviously where I've gotten it from all these years. I'm sitting there thinking that I'm being comedically unique, but actually I've been a fraud for forever.
I think that's something with all of us, though, because just growing up, a lot of shows and movies had like those type of jokes where you're going back and forth with friends with, "Oh, you look like so-and-so and so-and-so." So you kind of pick it up. Because me and my friends do that same up to this day. Like, that's how you friends, that's like how guys show love to each other. It's like, does he like me? It's like, did he crack a joke on you yet? Like that's the weird thing with men. like there's yes, we may say good morning or how's it going, but there's usually something weird or somebody's gonna say something crazy. There's not like a straight line in a guy group chat of good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. There's something weird that's gonna come and we're expecting it and we need it. That's just like how we work.
Thing I've ever heard.
I have no idea what you just said.
You know exactly what I said.
No, I took like 3 gummies getting ready for this. I was like, whoa. I think it just hit while you were talking, and I was like, I should pretend to keep up.
You'll get it. You'll get it. Just like that cat would have got
it. So my favorite character is the Italian.
Yes, absolutely.
So wild. Guido.
Oh, yeah. Hilarious.
Yep.
They had
best
something
scenes.
Preacher out there talking about evil ass and stuff.
That shit was like, evil's good. Evil's good.
You get yourself a piece of evil ass. Woo! I mean, yeah.
He's pointing out. He's like, he made that one dude. He was like, he was over at that fucking like the brothel thing, with fucking hookers.
You banged that. That was you.
Yeah, it was you. See?
Well, what's your ratings? Did I miss those?
No, we didn't do it.
Okay, you didn't do them yet. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I know I didn't ready yet either.
No, that's happened sometimes. We get excited and we forget about the ratings in the beginning.
It happens.
All movie review fundamentals, or they say we can make our own.
See, real movie review fundamentals are doing it however the way your show flows. That's the real way.
We call it freestyle.
Yeah,
freestyle.
I mean, I even if you have a structure, it's still your way of doing it. Sometimes things get out of function. You just got to feng shui it back into it. Like right now, boom. I'm giving this movie a 7. What about you, James?
I was at 7 too.
I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Nice.
And I already have it up on IMDb. That's why I was asking what the ratings were. I put it at a 7 myself. That's wild. I think we just didn't appreciate a good movie. So it comes down to this is.
It had the right amount of comedy. It had a story. Yeah. It had a little bit of action. There was a little fight scenes.
Great actors. I mean, these
it had great actors. Yeah.
And Wes Craven directed. Like, I mean, Wes Craven was kind of on a. Fortunately, shouldn't have been because there were great movies. A slump until Scream came out.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, all of them that led up, like I think he did great. Like I love watching his movies. I think he has a better filmography, and I'm sure going to catch a lot of shit for this. But than John Carpenter in a whole, I think John Carpenter has produced much better films. in quality and story. And that's saying something, because Wes Craven did too. But I think John Carpenter just produced such great films, you know.
They live what tips it for me though, for John Carpenter. They Live was a badass. I mean, I can watch that movie over and over again, you know. So I don't know. I mean, I could see it being damn near even, but I think it just depends on what your. It really depends on what your, you know, what your cup of tea is. I mean, I don't think it's that far. I don't think it's that far off between the two.
But I think the ones that we don't really, in a collective whole, that we may not go back to or even really recognize from the John Carpenter camp. Like, a lot of people don't talk about Memoirs of an Invisible Man or Ghost on Mars, like, unless they're making fun of Ghost on Mars. You know, people still, and I love the movie, and I know a lot of people do, but like Escape from LA isn't that good. It's fun. It's the same, and we get in a lot of things, but it isn't really a good movie.
No.
So like in the longevity of their careers, I'd probably argue, and I would love to do that. We could dive into it deeper some other time, but like their filmographies, because I think calling back to it, Craven just had a lot more that people tend to go back to. Because
there's a versus.
Do you think the Escape from New York and the original Halloween have well, I mean, you can tell obviously they're both done by the same guy. They both have like the exact same type of vibe. I would think. But do you think I'm trying to just think of the question, because I mean, it's like, obviously I could sit there and look back at this horror movie from, you know, Vampire in Brooklyn, and immediately sense the Wes Craven vibe, you know, and I could tell like all these unique things that it could only be in a Wes Craven movie, whether it's the sound or just so maybe, you know, thinking about that, just looking at it, just, you know, looking at it that way, just immediately just having this movie just hop out, just knowing who it is, maybe it is Wes Craven. So you've changed my mind about something.
No, yeah, I just, I don't know, rewatchability wise, like, I mean, Carpenter is there. Like, I mean, I probably watch his movies the most, but Craven, in terms of like callback to movies, like, you know, I can't think of a really, well, in the 2000s. They both stunk in the 2000s. Unfortunately,
both having a rough go.
But I'm taking. I railroaded the conversation. I apologize, Sturdy.
No. This is a good horror conversation.
Tell us in the comments who is the best.
No, it's like I'm actually with you on board, Wes Craven. I'm sitting there thinking about, because I used to be a big horror fan, and I tapped the brakes a little bit, but then when Scream came along and stuff, it just rejuvenated that whole thing again. So you know what? I mean. Yeah, I'm 100% on board with you right now on the Wes Craven statement.
I think a lot of those movies, and
like a cultural phenomenon when Scream came out. You know, at that point, you know, it was just a big damn deal. You know, and then you got like all the little diet versions of Scream, like I Know What You Did Last Summer and various.
Oh, I hate that movie.
What? I mean, I still know what you did, and guess what? 4 years removed, I might know.
Yeah.
I just like how everybody was able to afford tickets to the Bahamas, and I still can't.
But doing frivolous things last year during the summertime. Yeah,
I will. One thing I do want to offer in the Wes Craven, John Carpenter debate. I still will sometimes just let Ghost of Mars play, or, you know, some of his lesser ones, just as I will with Cursed on Wes Craven's camp and stuff like that. So they're both great filmmakers, you know, and I want to show that love towards them before the horror fans decide to tar and feather me. Don't miss those horror fans, man.
No, they're crazy.
There's something else. They'll come after you. They're almost as bad as the Kristen Stewart fans.
Do you consider a Late Night with the Devil? You consider that a horror? Or do you consider it more suspense? Because I think it's horror, but also it's like one step away from being like an anthology episode from the Twilight Zone somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So is it truly horror, or is it something else?
I had it leaning toward towards the horror because just
I agree. I
the
think it's horror.
possession shit and everything.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Because they wouldn't have shown that at the end in like a Twilight Zone, and like a really because it would have been too much to lay on, you know.
True.
And also probably bigger than the budget. But so for this, like ending it that way, like kind of edges it towards horror, in my opinion.
It probably costs more to make a late night with the devil than it costs to make Godzilla -0 or -1. Anyway.
Oh, I love that fucking movie.
That shit was
So
so good.
Yo, that fucking his atomic breath, that scene where it fucking blew up. You seen the mushroom cloud and everything just came, buildings wrecking, coming back at him.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that scene was fucking awesome. I was like, Jesus.
Man, the scene with the news reporters debating on if we're too damn close or not. I'm like, yeah. It's for the TV.
You're nearest Big Toe. Get the fuck out of there.
Oh, we're not going to make it.
Starting and I learned the hard way. That's not even the biggest dick move that happened in a Godzilla movie. We watched Godzilla bite somebody's dick
you're
off.
literally a dick.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
That is funny. They're going to argue. No, it's the tail. I don't know. That was really
Called it the stinger.
Like
that thing popped right out, and they flew right at Godzilla. He grabbed it by the teeth and
that was a
cracked
dog
it off.
lipstick. That was a lipstick dog dick thing.
Threw it. He threw it.
Or my second favorite Godzilla.
Oh, he hit him with it, didn't he? He threw it at him?
he spit it out, and then he threw him around.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he double tapped him.
Yeah, he double tapped him.
Higher breath. He double tapped him before he hit the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then his dick off and fry him.
I'm sorry, I went down a
Destroyed him. Godzilla.
Let's rewatch. Let's do the rewatch. Sturdy.
Sabotaging the show. It's like I just like have random thoughts sometimes, but
Yeah,
we
don't care.
We always
They literally made a Godzilla movie for the price that they cost to like take care of a child with Sally Struthers and stuff. That's how ridiculously cheap it was for them to make this damn movie for the price of a cup of coffee. But any damn movies. But it takes movies here like $400 million to make the Tom Cruise, the rest of Mission Impossible.
I know. It's probably not going to make its money back. And I like the Mission. I even like the last one, but
yeah, I don't mind him. I just don't like Tom Cruise.
I don't care if he's on. I don't care if he's playing a character because like it doesn't bother me. Just, you know,
he's a hard sell for me. There's not like a knock on him. It's definitely me. I have a hard time seeing someone of that stature doing all this action stuff where I could probably put him in my pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I have a hard time with that. I mean, I can imagine like hard.
He's like 5'5", running around acting like he's fucking like 6'5". Like, come here, throw him over the fucking bridge. Like, shut the fuck up.
Carry one of them baby carriers. He's running around in the movie.
Oh my god!
Vampire in Brooklyn sequel. Would you check it out with? What was his name? Julius Jones.
What? There's a 2?
Well, I'm just saying they opened it up for a sequel at the end.
Oh,
yeah, they did. I was about to say. I was like, wait a minute, is there a 2?
No, this was back.
Yeah, he put the ring on. He went to Gould to fucking.
Oh shit! They are making it back. They are making a Vampire in Brooklyn 2.
Shut up!
I shit you not. Vampire in Brooklyn 2 is a 1930s era vampire movie starring Michael B. Jordan as twins. That is scheduled for release in theaters on March 7th, 2025. Ryan Coogler is directing the film.
Oh my god!
I'm fucking in.
Man, what's bigger news? The Spaceballs 2 movie or Vampire in Brooklyn 2? Shit, man.
Don't quote me on it. I'm just talking. I Google Vampire in Brooklyn 2. That's what came up.
I see it too.
So I don't want anybody being like, "Oh, he didn't get the scoop. He's an asshole." Like,
it's not a white lie, guys. It's not a white lie. Look, it's right here.
Yeah.
I'm sure he got a different source, but I did Google it as well, and I just clicked on the first link, which I know is the wrong thing to do. But there's at least something out there of,
Yeah, Friday 4 is coming out next week. You can see a movie poster on your Facebook feed every single day about that. I'm finally.
Yeah.
Gang back together.
Anyway. Oh man.
Vampire in Brooklyn.
Such a
Did you guys know they're doing a Conjuring series? I forgot who's picking it up.
I'm so out on it. I don't care. I didn't
I
care
like 'em.
about.
I'll watch him.
You don't like
I didn't
double?
care about Chucky, but I heard that was good, so I'm gonna go back and watch. I did watch
Yeah,
the first
I gotta-
season. I did like it, but
I need to go
That-
finish that. Watch first season, I think.
so pleasant surprise. But that can't happen all the time.
But doesn't
You
the contract get weight just because it's tied into something that like loosely kind of actually really happens? So doesn't that kind of
It's the Warrens case files, basically.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I feel that is something I feel you could do a series with. I don't know how far, just because there's so many different stories instead of doing a bunch of movies, maybe they could do a series. They're probably gonna do both, but yeah, I think you could do a series with it.
I'm gonna check it out just because I'm into the
I'm definitely gonna
paranormal
check
shit
it out.
anyway.
Yeah, I didn't like the last one that much. It just seemed like a lot of the good stuff was already in the trailer. You know,
Which one? The Nun 2 or actually the Conjuring movie?
The Conjuring movie.
Oh, okay.
The Devil Made Me Do It. It seemed
Oh,
like
yeah.
Yeah. That was
Did you know? Did you
crazy
see
about
the new
that.
Exorcist movie that's coming out?
Oh,
Directed by
with
Mike Flanagan's going to direct
Man
it.
Flanagan. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah,
He's good.
How does what's his name? Gordon Green. He has to be like, you got to go hide under a shell or something, dude. Like, you fucked up the Halloween series. And on top of that, they handed you a whole new trilogy of like, well, go make it with The Exorcist. Go do it with The Exorcist. And you fucked up that movie so bad that the fans hate you. And it's just, all right, we need Mike Flanagan. Mike Flanagan's going to fix Hollywood. Let's just say that.
You know what the main problem was with
Good dreams.
Halloween, besides the fact that it did suck. Don't get me wrong, it did suck. But number one problem is it was made to close a trilogy instead of opening a trilogy. If you were going to try and start in a different direction, that would have been the way to start it. If you were going to start one, not end it. You know, I think that's where they messed everything up right there from that point. You're introducing this character, what's the last name, Cunningham or whatever it was.
Yep.
Whole new story.
Corey.
Yeah, I mean, and that could have been the start of a trilogy if you wanted to do something unique and fresh. But the end of the trilogy to something original where there's a fan base that like endears this whole damn thing, you know. And I just thought it was some bullshit, man. I was in the theater. I was very, very pissed off, man.
Listen to this. So me and my wife went to go see that movie, right? Leave the theater out there. There's an older lady that was in front of us leaving the theater. She was like, "Did you guys just see that movie?" We were like, "Yeah." She's like, "That movie sucked, didn't it?" I was like, "Yeah." It just felt so, but the cool thing about it, what I loved about that moment was like, I don't know how old she was. She was older, I know that. So it was cool seeing somebody older like that watching horror, really being passionate about it, and then just like we had the same like this movie was just like, what the fuck? Why did they do this? Like you're saying, they could have did that off as a startup for another trilogy or something, but it's like,
yeah, absolutely.
Why right here at the end?
Because that's how they were building it up. They're building up like he was turning into Mike. You're like, oh no, that's how they're gonna continue on. He's gonna be the next Mike Myers type shit.
They fucked up.
But they killed him.
I
like, wait, what?
More still as a beginning than an ending. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, the first one was great. The 2018
the first one.
So yeah,
Kills I probably liked a little bit more than other people liked. I didn't really dig the Evil Dies Night over and over again, but still that sequence with Michael Myers, you know, that was like that little sequence like where he's just jacking up the whole damn town at the end. That was badass to me, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and just to go into meat cleaver or was it the shredder at the end, wood chipper or whatever they threw him in?
Yeah,
the car crusher or something, which was again.
And they walked like they drove him, and the whole town's walking. It was so fucking lame, man.
Yeah,
that was just somewhere like we have no idea what to do next. Let's just do this.
They go to the next couple of towns over, and they talk about the family that the dude was telling Dr. Loomis about. In the first original one, about like the guy systematically had his children eat dinner, and then he proceeded to ritualistically do whatever. I want to know what that story is about. You know what I'm talking about in the first one? When they're walking through the cemetery, and you know, before they find that her headstone's gone, and the guy tells about a story that happened like 2 towns over about some guy just going crazy.
Cheap plug. If you hate Corey Cunningham as much as I do, go buy the merch on Snob's Merch. That's how much I hate this guy. Not the actor. Not the actor. Nothing against the actor. The character, and I don't even blame him for the character.
Oh,
You can take that off. Oh, did I share that? Oh, you shared it out. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, they definitely freestyled the ending of that movie. I feel like they freestyled the damn movie.
But I think a lot more in that universe because the stories could be told outside of Michael Myers. I mean, you got the whole Season of the Witch that you could build off of if you wanted to. You got, I mean, just say this is like a pocket of the country where it's just like a lot of jacked up shit's happened or whatever. There's no answers, you know, but the root cause of the start is similar. You know, it's like similar in a way, but something different someplace else.
Even somehow, I would even accept it. I don't know how much I would love it, but it'd give us something, I guess, if they somehow tied in Season of the Witch with this trilogy that they just did with the end. And that's why Corey Cunningham all of a sudden was like this and that's something. Just give us something. But they just...
Well, promotional photos, they made us pay so much attention, like radio towers and stuff. You know, so what you kind of would think that was going to be the thing, right? So, you know, that would have been way more acceptable, you know. But
question for you guys, and you're all movie fans, and I hope you can answer it for me.
What's that?
I can't read.
Halloween trilogy or the final Star Wars trilogy, which fucked up the franchise more? And now I'm not talking about on a grand level. Of course, Star Wars was a much bigger viewed property. But I'm talking about amongst the fans who could argue which
like
one?
who could continue on? Or is it just are you saying like
destroyed their franchise? Like it's hard to make another Star Wars movie right now. You know, you fucked up, and even the TV shows are kind of fucked up by with all
if you're going by that,
it has to be Star Wars then.
It'd have to be Star Wars because
they get pumped out. They're going to keep pumping out the Halloween movies.
I don't think so. I think they're going to take a break from Halloween for a while.
But see, there's a mechanism within the Star Wars universe where we're grown ass adults. We can think Star Wars movies are terrible, but there's still a kids base that's going to want to sit there and buy all them toys and stuff. You know, so there's a different tier, different layer to it than when you talk about Star Wars.
I would argue that for the prequels. I'm not arguing that for the last, and I'd even argue for the Force Awakens. That Last Jedi was not made for kids. It had kid elements in it with those little penguin things, but that movie was atrociously bad to the point where you're like, kids didn't even. They're like, what is this? Like, fine, get to the lightsaber battles. Can we stop having Luke cry over blue milk, like like all that jazz? Like it was just nuts. And that third one was just
down to is that if you don't have Han Solo and Leia and Luke and all these Orlando, all these characters united at one point or another in the newer trilogy is not worth it. I mean, I was pissed off. I mean, I'm a grown ass damn man. When I saw the trailer for the last, the Rise of Skywalker, and I saw Lando, I cried a little because that dude was like my childhood hero. You know, him, Carl Weathers, those were like my guys growing up as a kid because, I mean, I could identify with them, you know. And to finally see him in there, you know, I was really, really excited. But at the same time, I don't understand how you can't give us all the core characters and sequences throughout this thing. You know, I just don't, I mean, that was a major payoff for a lot of us. That's a simple thing that you could have did, and they chose not to do it. You know,
that's when we were reviewing those too, Mick. That's something that you mentioned. I think you and Chris mentioned that about how you didn't put
that. Had like the original crew of the Millennium Falcon.
Not even just. It doesn't even have to be they're fighting side by side, but how do you not have Luke and Han look at each other in the face? How do you not? How does Luke just say Chewie like as soon as he rips open the door? Like he hasn't seen Chewie in like 20 years, you know, something like that. He's not going to react in that way and then say, "Where's Han?" And then like it just every choice just seems so wrong in it. And I'm not like I love Rian Johnson. He just wasn't suited for a Star Wars movie, and I don't think he cared. And J.J. Abrams didn't care with that third one. He was like, "Fine, I'll pay me and I'll fix it." And he didn't fix it.
Well, I mean, I think Halloween's definitely more fixable, but I think Star Wars is harder because it's just so much. You're talking about so many damn characters and so many different damn stories. and you gotta be, who's gonna be careful enough not to end up tripping something? There's gonna be a fan saying that, "Oh, that can't happen because this happened here." I mean, it's like almost damn impossible. It seems like. I mean, if it was me personally, I would. If they gave me a choice between trying to restart one of the franchise, I had a choice of either one. I'm going with Halloween because it's the easiest. I mean, it's the less resistance of me pissing another fan off. Star Wars, I'm going to piss fans off, I think.
And Halloween already started over a few times. They may as well do it again. They're gonna.
I think Star Wars just needs to hard reboot. And I think they're kind of edging towards the Thrawn storyline, which was 30, 40 years ago when I came, or whenever, not they're 40, but I think it was like 1991 it came out. So like which was like a direct sequel to the movies and Thrawn taking power. And now that Thrawn has been introduced live action, just tell the story. Go back, start it over, tell the story. Get new actors to play Han, Leia, everybody. I don't give a shit anymore. Our actors have retired from it or died, and I understand that, and I'm fine with it. Just move on.
Yeah, I would rather go that route. I mean, I'm completely open to new characters now. I mean, versus, would you ask me the same question 10 years ago? I would have been like, no, I want to see, the original people, But I think we are at that time where it could definitely change. I would go the Knights of the Old Republic because I think that's one of the, that was such a good damn video game, dude.
Yeah.
I would go that far. I'd go 1,000 years before Darth Vader or even Skywalker. I might not even touch into Skywalker. It might never happen, with my brand of Star Wars. Because I think there's so many unique stories out there. I mean, there's evil out there in this galaxy all over the place. I mean, there's more to the world than just Darth Vader, as great as he is. But let's go in another direction. But I still think it's easier to fix. Speaking even like just like TV shows, aren't they making a Halloween show? I would love to see a Dr. Loomis TV show. Donald Pleasance, that's...
You know what? That would be interesting.
That would be interesting. I'd like that more than the Crystal Lake we were going to get. Again, another one I was just kind of like, whatever. Like, I don't need more to this lore. To answer Dreams' question about the franchise, though, I'd give my stamp of approval to the Back to the Future franchise.
Oh, were you talking specific franchises though, Dreams, or just out of?
I think all three of those movies work. I think they tell a good tale all the way through. It's closed off, and it's from beginning to end. Like it's a fine story. Like you enjoy it. Oh, and Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, I would definitely give my seal of approval to.
Yeah,
I'd have to think. That's a good ass question. I'd have to really think.
If it came out just Star Wars and Halloween, I'm not a huge fan of Halloween, but I lean towards horror more than sci-fi. So I'll binge the Halloween movies.
I know we just reviewed Star Wars. I know we just literally reviewed Star Wars back from January, so whenever the hell that ended.
That could be it too. I'm burned out from it.
But I'm also with you in the fact that over the years in life, I've went through the Halloween franchise more than I went through the Star Wars franchise. As far as going completely through it, I did Star Wars one time, and that was for the pod. But I've watched, and then like I told you guys before, actually, the last time I watched a Star Wars movie besides the pod thing was when I was a kid in the 90s, where I used to watch with my boy Corey, my next door neighbor, back in the day, because he had him on VHS, and I haven't seen him since. No, lying. Whenever episode 1 came out on DVD, I seen it at my cousin's, and ever since then I haven't seen him until early.
I've been talking on a show like this year that like I'm on like a retirement tour this year, like retiring movies and franchises and stuff. So Godzilla's retired, and my retirement is like I can watch whatever if I feel like it, but I'm never gonna watch the full franchise again, or I'm never, stuff like that. Star Wars is retired now. I'll go back and watch the Holy Trilogy, maybe some other stuff, but it's retired for me now. We did the watch. Star Trek is not retired because I still have a full watch to do for my show. But Halloween was going to be one I was going to retire after this Halloween. I was going to watch them all again.
No, I can't.
I can't do all of them anymore.
The other ones I agree with. Halloween. It's so easy to consume the movie, whether it's you're putting it in your DVD player, you're streaming it, or if you're watching it on USA edited or whatever. You know, I've watched 4 and 5 so many damn times. I've literally probably watched, and this is coming from a Star Wars fan, I probably watched a Halloween series on regular television more I've probably watched anything in my entire life. If you think about it, it's always on. It's not just the Halloween thing. It's always on some damn where on regular television. Yeah. You know, and when it's on, I stop and I watch, you know. Yeah, it's like we all those moments all over again.
For me, Halloween, you could say I'm cheesy with it, but it's easy for me to watch that franchise in October. It just feels right to watch it in October. Mm-hmm. Like I need to see a leaf. Well, it depends on the way the weather is nowadays. It doesn't happen like that. It's like I need to see a leaf change of color. I'm like, okay, now it's time to watch Halloween. Now
it just happens in August now.
Yeah. It varies now. It might happen in freaking November, and I'm waiting too damn long. But for that franchise, it feels similar with Friday the 13th, and that's my favorite like horror franchise. I can watch it whenever, but it feels better watching it, even if it's the weekend of Friday the 13th. There's just something about that to where it just feels better watching it around that time.
Yeah.
And yeah. So with your question though, Dreams, the Halloween for me by far. But yeah, Halloween by far, because I know I'll never go through the Star Wars franchise again. And I don't know if I'll ever even watch. I'm not gonna say I never will watch a Star Wars movie again, but I can't see myself just like throwing one on, like, oh shit, I want to watch this. Especially versus a horror movie.
Mm-hmm. No, it's like I'll watch Empire. I might watch Force Awakens. I might watch Revenge of the Sith, but the other movies and stuff, the likelihood of me watching any of those is rare. It's just really, really just small at this point in time in my life.
Yeah, that out of those movies, I'll say 3 through 6 is what I would watch.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And that's if I'd go back and watch those again, because at the same time, they are long ass movies too. I can watch a hell of a lot more content that I've never seen before,
like Vampire in Brooklyn.
Yes, like Vampire in Brooklyn, which I did watch today, and didn't take 3 hours.
Brought you back.
And it's like the wonderful thing where a movie's like 90 minutes or maybe a little bit about, hour and a half, hour 45 minutes, like a movie's supposed to be. It's
70 to 90 is a horror movie. A horror movie should be 70 to 90 minutes. That's it. You cannot tell your horror movie in 70 to 90 minutes you're doing something wrong, or you just don't want to cut things that need to be cut. That's all I'm saying. I think that's the perfect timing to build suspense, and just like put people through a horrific, like, you can't have horror that's 2.5 hours. It's too fucking long. Like, it's a horror movie.
But you got to have that complete story now too. I mean,
I still maintain
is what sells the horror movie. So you can have that movie like 90 minutes. It's like, because I want to have things sometimes at the end where it's open to interpretation to make me think about it. I don't need to know exactly why this guy's killing everybody. Oh, I just know just like a bunch of badass things that happen. He was jacking people up.
True. Killing me.
I'll say for me, when it goes to that, I'm with you both in a sense of it depends on the story. Like, if the story deserves it to be 2 hours or whatever it is, it has to live up to that. But if it's just a horror movie that's just 2 hours, just to be 2 hours, like Mick's saying, like, for what? We could have got this done in an hour and a half. But if it's one of those ones where it's like a good story, because I do love a slow burn. And I'm just using that as an excuse because that's, it's a one. But yeah, I do love a slow burn that has like that build up, that slow build up. But the build up is interesting, and then that whatever that is, that climax is just like, oh my god, that was worth the wait. But when it's that long, or when it feels that long, or when it's an hour and 42 minutes, like The Watchers, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on? When is this gonna end? That movie doesn't need to be that long. That movie could have been an hour and 15 minutes. Sorry.
Well, same argument though about late night with the devil. Probably about.
I like that one.
It didn't exactly stick the landing at the end. It could have been tightened up. Take 15 minutes.
Yeah, true.
Oh, I don't disagree with you at all. Like, I can see most horror movies when I'm watching them, like, you don't need that scene. You didn't need this there. Or like see things that they forgot, and then have a bunch of scenes where it was like, you didn't need that though. You did it for effect, like just to be cool, but it didn't land. And stuff like that. So like, yes, we can analyze all day long, and I get it. And I think it comes down to, I know if I'm going to see Thanksgiving, what I'm going to get. But it's the horror movies that are being sold to us. Like, when I watch the trailer for Thanksgiving, because Sturdy has to play it all the time. With his passport videos. When I see those, I'm like, Okay, I know what I'm getting with that, and I'm cool with it. Fine. I don't like that movie, but I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it existing. Because it's not selling itself like these horror movies that are coming out today, especially A24, things like that, which make some great movies, but I think they make more mediocre than they do good or great.
Yeah.
Pumping out so much, and that's my problem. And that's 2 hours, 15 minutes, and it's like, you didn't need this much. You're just trying to look pretty, and it's hollow. And stop selling it to me like it's horror, and then telling me after I see it and it's not horror, oh no, it's elevated horror. You just didn't get it. I got it. You didn't make it well.
Yeah.
You know, like, start telling yourself the real truth there. You know. So like that's why I get annoyed with like the time, because like, look at the masters we go back to. They worked within that frame, and it worked. Raimi can still work within that frame. So and like new filmmakers just want to like pour everything into it, and it's like, man, calm down, make the best movie you can, not show everything you can.
Dreams, I like Talk to Me. I thought that was a good movie.
Oh yeah, I didn't see it since it came out, but I did have a good one.
That was a
Tarot,
good
I
one.
did not like that one.
Which one?
Tarot. Sorry, Tarot.
Oh, it was fucking horrendous.
Wasn't a fan. But
How'd you like Baghead? Anybody see that one?
I haven't seen that yet. I've heard good things though.
Oh, I thought it was.
did I see that? Is that where they?
It's the lady in the basement wears bags. She does a wish.
Does she like
basically a
eat
wish.
something?
Yeah, she eats it and swallows
Okay,
it.
yeah. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad.
That wasn't bad.
But you know, this wasn't bad. What's going to be a great time, people? Tomorrow night on Stardo Vision.
It's gonna be a shit show.
Midnight, we are reviewing Savage Beach, but at 10 o'clock Eastern time, guess what we're doing? A fucking watch party of this movie right here.
You get dragged into another watch party.
Snobs Discord watch. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time. I haven't seen this movie in years. I haven't seen this movie since I was about 13. Did I have any business watching it? We'll find out. And we'll talk about that infamous time when me and my brothers were watching this and heard my mother coming from around the corner, driving from around the corner. Stories for another time. You guys are going to
For tomorrow night.
Yeah, that's another time, though. It's not today.
Sorry for a disappointment. I will not be making and watching it.
Oh, he's old. He pops up.
I'm too old.
I'm older than you.
Last weekend killed me.
You're fine. Sleep in.
And this week, and I'm doing overtime, so I don't want to be dead tired working.
Yep.
Are you doing overtime Saturday?
Yeah,
Nah,
7 to 7:30. I'm doing 12 hours. So.
Damn it,
I
sir!
don't
I
know
told you to
what
put it at 11.
I don't know what time I'm starting, but I'll be there. He wouldn't have been there if I put it at freaking 9 o'clock at night. He'd still be in bed.
No, if it was earlier, I would do it. Midnight is pushing it.
Listen, I'm supposed to go fishing on Saturday, so
You better catch something, Mick.
might. Fucking
And then
Not crabs.
syphilis. No, what?
Don't catch crabs.
Crabs. Oh, Sturdy, you need to do a review for TikTok.
yes, I know. Tomorrow, Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday, because Thursday my stepson's graduating, so I'm going to do his graduation. We are reviewing Ganja and Hess.
Great movie. Great movie.
I'm gonna
I
watch
don't think I ever seen this.
I know I haven't.
Oh, it's gonna be so fucking good, man.
Butch, Troy, if you want to hop in on either one of those shows, watch parties, you're more than welcome to, man.
Doors open
Yep.
now.
Yeah, I don't have anything going on tomorrow, so yeah, I might do that. You said Savage Beach, right?
Savage, yes, sir.
And as I've been sitting there thinking, like, it must be the story of Macho Man Randy Savage or something. It must be some shit like
Oh,
It has
could be.
nothing to do with
He's
Macho
2
Man.
hours behind us.
Huh?
He's 2 hours behind us.
Hey, listen. He'll be all right though. He's good.
Yeah,
That's
he's gonna be
good.
fine because at
that.
10
And
o'clock
on
from here-
Friday, I'm a night owl. Like 3 a.m. I'm just sitting there thinking about life and just questioning things and stuff. So trust me, I'll be.
Okay, join in, and we will.
I
give
used to
you
be like that, not anymore. My ass
more
used to go to sleep by
recommend-
10 o'clock.
Yes, the more the merrier. We need these laughs because I need to get another epic watch party together, Mick, like the one we had for the Helen Keller movie, which Troy. I'm telling you right now, Helen Keller versus the Night Wolves is a movie that needs to be seen, but it's something that you need to watch with a group full. Yep, that laugh right there. Anybody that you know that would laugh when they hear that title is who you need to watch that kind of movie with.
Wait, which title did you say? I missed it. Sorry.
Helen Keller versus the Nightwolves.
Okay.
So when I said the title, he started laughing. I promise you.
I'm just trying to. How does that work?
Wait, have you not seen
you'll
it?
find out. You'll
Oh my
find
god,
out.
you haven't seen this movie?
We can't spoil it for him, guys. We cannot spoil it for him.
No.
That and anybody that's watching this, I see there's 9 people here. Anybody that's watching this, listening to this, whatever. Helen Keller versus the Nightwolves. If you laughed when we said this title, if you watched the review on Vision and still haven't watched that movie, you need to watch the movie, but watch it with people who are going to find it funny. Now, if you're in a state where it is legal and you are the ages of 21 and older, I would prefer. And you already smoke weed. I would say smoke some weed before you watch it.
No, you can't just say anyone because it's an offensive movie and people got to be into it.
Well, I just said if you laugh,
that's like telling everyone to watch Blazing Saddles.
Listen, if you've been watching Horror with Sir Sturdy for the past 6+ years, you know what you're going to get with it. I'm going to say it like that. If you've been watching this podcast for that long, you know what you're going to get with it. If you're just starting, check it out.
If you watch it on our recommendation and you are so repulsed and you're so offended, I'm just going to say, I don't care. Just show me. So don't write us.
I have a disclaimer. I was not part of this conversation. I did not say none of this.
James and I both agree. You can send the emails to HorrorWithSirSturdy@James.
About now.
No. Listen. Whatever you guys have to say about the movie, love it or hate it, go to that episode where we reviewed it over on Vision and drop it right there in the YouTube comments.
They do like a 7-minute bit where they just make Helen Keller jokes.
It is hilarious. The movie is hilarious.
You gotta watch it. It's absurd. It's like insanity.
It's something that's just out there. But again, watch it with other people.
We heard it from James first, everybody.
James said it first. See?
I will say this, and if everybody's going to look it up, it's not Helen Keller versus the werewolves.
No, it's Nightwolves.
There's no "the" in it, and it's not werewolves. It's Helen Keller versus Nightwolves.
Yes,
Nightwolves.
And you will see. That's all.
You'll find out what a Nightwolf is.
It's.
I like how we're trying to not say anything. And still like, I have no idea what the fuck.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys like this. We already spoiled the episode. We already spoiled it when we reviewed it. I'm hoping that with Savage Beach, I know it's not as funny as the Nightwolves movie, but I'm hoping with Savage Beach we can go in there with that same kind of energy we did with that review. Because oh my gosh, that was ridiculous. Holy shnikes!
That was so funny.
Yeah, you're gonna be thinking about that. You're gonna be thinking about that, yo. And you're just gonna like, if you have, I'm telling you. You got to have the right friends that have
later tonight. You're laying in bed or something with your phone, and if you want, look at the trailer. You'll see.
Matter of fact, no. I'll do.
You're gonna run the trailer now,
Troy? Yeah. Do you have your passport? That's all I'm gonna say. I hope you have your passport for this.
Now that I will show him after the show if he wants to see that.
That's how we kick off every Friday night.
Do you have your passport?
Yep, I'm gonna. I mean, at this point, I'm kind of like at the reviewing stage. I'm tagging along, but I'm not going to say, because I'm too new to the game to get canceled, people. I want to get canceled like in 48 hours.
No.
Because we're not offensive. We don't go out of our way to offend. We just don't care if other people are offended by movies or something.
Yeah, you sound
like, I'm not playing that game. It's a movie. Shut up.
Yep. Exactly what Mick said. But here is Helen Keller versus the Nightwolves, and if this doesn't get you to go see it, I don't know what will.
You have a collect call from
Ross Patterson,
an inmate at Street Justice Films.
I want to tell you a story about a little girl who lost her eyesight and her hearing during a horrific wolf attack. This girl went on to save her entire town.
What is Helen Keller doing here? She on a blind date?
Simply by using her other senses.
What's Helen Keller's favorite color? I bet it's corduroy.
And a bunch of other cool shit, too.
I think your sister has a gift.
I'm gonna teach her how to read lips.
Diner. Whose vagina?
I can hear you just fine, fuckface.
I can pick up the vibrations of your voice through the glass.
You're a real fucking miracle worker, Ann Sullivan.
They laughed at her lack of hearing and sight.
She's blind!
She will laugh standing over their grave.
Jesus, that's really fucking dark.
Sorry.
Never made love to a black guy before.
Oh, I'm not black.
Everyone's black now.
From the man who brought you FDR American Badass, Poor Boy Drowning as a Fury, and the first ever best-selling romance novel for dudes, At Night She Cries While He Rides His Steed, State Name Street James.
I just taught myself Braille on tape.
Starring Blythe Moynihan, Darth Granite, Bambi Lightfeather, Peter Portnoy, Maggie Martindale, Ronald Shortloin, Peter Tom Donnell, Legs Diamond, Wilf Hamelback, the Scagnetti Brothers, Denise Shrimpson, Guantanamo, and featuring Van Sant Law.
You have the right to remain silent.
What's the difference between Helen Keller and a normal person that can hear and see? I'm not a fucking pussy.
Helen Keller versus Nightwolf.
Greatest movie of all time.
I've never been with a black person before.
Everything's black now.
Yeah. Just saying, look at that. That right there is why you need to watch that movie. Like,
All black now.
it was, yeah, it was just.
That was the line that got me so good. And so I heard that.
That's
shit.
the one line. Like every dude.
No, I'm saying that's the one like killed me because I did not expect that.
Her teacher in it, Anne, whatever her name was, who's fucking sadist anyway. It's played by the mom from Ted, and she's hilarious. I can't think of her name at the moment. She's blind,
lady or whatever.
She's going to feed herself biscuits, and she's just throwing them at her face. You can still eat.
Yeah, you know where your mouth is, I would hope.
She's like smiling, like throwing them at her face, like, oh, I'll get in there eventually.
Yo, people, you gotta watch that movie, but again, you need to watch it with the right group of people. Watching it alone, depending on your sense of humor, you'll find it funny.
That's
definitely a group watch, the one where you're just laughing and cracking jokes throughout the movie. Like that's something where if I'm gonna put this in the air, if / when I ever own a theater, that will be played at some point in the Sterdo Vision Theater because it has to be. And if you're not about that movie, don't show up that night.
I think I would like to see that, like amongst a big, large group of people.
Me too. Because it's just it's the type of thing to where, like, if you go with that big, large group of people, you know what type of people is going to be in there, and you know it's going to be a good, funny, fun time.
Yeah.
So we know what's happening there, right, Sturdy? Your first watch, like in a theater or at a brewery or something, is going to be Helen Keller versus Nightwolves.
If it's my own theater, possible. Either that or Blood Lake.
I have an idea. We're going to talk about it off the air.
I won't be there.
And yes,
I won't be there.
I will show Blood Lake.
Not the Blood Lake shit.
I'll be like,
no, that theater.
I'm never watching Blood Lake again. I watched it 5 times. I don't want to hear
it. That'd be a free night.
5 times. I
watched it once because I lost. He won Real Combat, so I had to watch it, and then I watched it again because he was a patron and decided to give it to me for Plot Roast. And that's the movie that actually made Casey quit Plot Roast. He was like, "I'm never doing this again. I can't." Because he watched Stupids, and then he watched Blood Lake, and he was like, "I'm never doing this again. I'm done." And like, so then I had to watch. I watched it again. I think we had a watch party for it, didn't we?
No, because you wanted to do the script read for it.
Well, we did the script read, and then I watched it again. Well, I watched it again to prep for it. Then I thought I'd get the script and realized that they don't have a fucking script for it. So all they had was the dialogue written. So I had to watch it again to find out the people's characters and stuff like that. And then there was a 5th time I watched it. I forget what it was for.
Oh, I feel so sorry for you, man.
It was terrible.
That'll be closer to November, but that's going to be on a Sterdo Vision watch party / review now.
And that's every year.
It's every year we watch.
Yeah, that's a movie that comes around. Thanksgiving 1 and 3 come around every year, traditionally for
there's no part 2.
Nope.
Everybody keeps asking that. They're like 1 and 3. Where's 2? You got to watch it to understand.
Hold off on it, and we'll watch it around. Watch it closer to November with us going to be reviewing it again. And because my goal every year is to get one new person to watch it. I've been pretty successful so far for the past few years. So I want to keep that up. I got my wife to watch it last year. She hated both of them, but that's besides the point. She's still with me.
Yeah,
that one again.
I'm definitely, I'm down to watch. But
Good.
I gotta go, fellas, because my phone keeps on saying you are running out of juice there.
Oh,
fair.
Appreciate you stopping by.
Right,
Definitely
yeah,
have
nice
you on
meeting
again.
you.
Oh, thank you for having me. Like anytime. And
of course.
I'm gonna do my own thing, and you guys are all welcome to be on it. Probably ain't gonna be till August sometime, but
keep us posted, man. Keep us posted. Can't wait.
Definitely, you guys are a fun group of guys and stuff, and maybe look at things some things differently as far as like movies and stuff go. So I appreciate you guys, and again, anytime you guys want somebody on.
Hell yeah, I'll be hitting you up, man.
You can tell the sincerity of my voice. It can start getting deeper and stuff as time went. So now you know I'm serious.
Mick's gonna get more and more excited, so you better go.
Well, I'm ready. I'm ready to go to bed, so I wake up nice and early and be ready for Savage Beach tomorrow.
Oh, see, that means he's trying to go to bed. Last thing I want to hear is your voice.
Oh Lord, yeah, I'll get off now. Second, I got I got Randy Watkins band behind me gonna be playing me out. Fun guys, I'll see you next time.
Appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
Here, guys.
Love that.
That was funny.
Oh, that was funny. All right.
Troy's a good dude. Troy's a cool guy.
It was fun, man.
But we're gonna get this one wrapped up. Guys, listen. I know we went on a crazy rant like we always do, but Vampire in Brooklyn, if you've never seen the movie, if it was your first, this is my first time watching it. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It is a pretty good movie. And I kind of wish we got more of Eddie Murphy as a vampire in another movie. I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel or something with Eddie Murphy in it. Back then, though, not now. I don't know about now.
I love Eddie Murphy now. If Eddie Murphy has the right script, he's good.
I mean, as far as Vampire in Brooklyn.
Oh, I don't know. Eddie Murphy doesn't look that different from when it.
No. I'm just saying. I feel like instead of them trying to do another 40-year sequel, let's just do a whole new movie with him as a vampire. If we're gonna do that.
I get it.
Maybe a little darker, but
yeah.
And I'm talking about tone, not skin tone dreams. I know what you're thinking. But guys, listen, we're gonna bounce though. Listen, go check out the Scene Snobs. Go check out the Scene Snobs. It's an amazing podcast. Oh, before I even say all that, you should get one of these. Keep it original. It's tough to see because it's bluish here, and I got my blue screen up, but you can kind of see it there. Keep it original. You hit that little link is in the description as well, but you hit that little, what do you call that square thing again?
Well, describe it to me. What's the little blue thing?
The blue thing is actually Sackhead Jason NES colors, NES edition from the original Nintendo. For those of you who don't know what that is, designed, created by Big Manhattan himself.
No, just say
no. Listen. I give credit where credit is due, and I give it live.
You said thank you. I don't need credit.
And then
sure.
It's hot. You want to match your shirt with your mug, your pint glass. You could sip on something, and you can bring this glass on over to Popcorn and Pints every Saturday at 9:00 Eastern time. And this weekend we are reviewing First Blood and Top Gun with James's favorite actor, Tom Cruise, which is just going to be an exciting time. And I
at least it was pre-Scientology, Tom.
True.
And Dream, this is an open invitation for you to come on Popcorn and Pines. You got to watch First Blood and Top Gun. And come. We miss you, man. It's been way too long. And while you're over there subscribing to the Scene Snobs, make sure you subscribe to Horror with SirSturdy because we're live every Thursday. Sturtle Vision every Friday at midnight. Tomorrow again, Savage Beach. What the hell? It's going to be a wild time. Show up for the watch party at 10:00. How do you get there? I believe you have to go to the Patreon of the Scene Snobs, and the link is over there. And that's how you can get to the Discord and to the watch party and all that good stuff.
Yeah, if you want to join, and you can join the free tier.
Boom.
And then you get into the Discord. It's not a problem. You get an automatic invite. You don't have to pay the paid tiers or anything. We appreciate the support, but yeah, if you just want to join the free tier and follow us, that's our newsletter and all that stuff. But you can gain access to the Discord.
He's right.
I don't want to charge for the Discord, like maybe down the line, but like right now, it's
for certain things, certain events here and there, maybe. But right now, just saying, just join along, have some fun. Again, tomorrow, 10:00 Eastern time, Savage Beach over in the Discord, guys. It's going to be a fun time, and there's going to be a lot of titties. I'll see you in Nightmare. Peace.